19 degrees downtown. That's what the weatherman said it was going to be today. Unfortunately, I went with 24 degrees because I thought we were going to get a little bit hotter, but unfortunately it hasn't got there. Thursday, November the 3rd, and of course we're celebrating Guy Fawkes on Saturday night, which means explosives in young people's hands. So what I suggest basically is please take care of your pets, literally. We don't want them being afraid of all the bang bang stuff going on. In the meantime, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, and today, believe me, I'm very, very elated to have everybody joining us live on Facebook. If you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, well, you know what to do, right? No, you do. You seriously, you do. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Right there. Bell notifications when we have important people. And believe me, today we have an absolute gem coming out of Florida. It's TSL, 3-shot limit. And you're going to love every bit of it. Jeffrey's going to be joining. I'm not sure whether Shelley is going to be joining us. I heard earlier on maybe she might. But I think we're at a baseball game, which is a first for Galaxy. I've got to be honest, we haven't been there yet, but we are kind of used to being in vehicles a lot as well. So we're going to talk to Jeff very, very shortly. First of all, let me tell you how happy we are here at Galaxy to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Records, Sony Music, The Orchard.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107fm in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.
Now, first of all, let me tell you that I didn't actually put this together. Production put it together, and when they did, well, we did a version of Resurrect Me. We really did. Apparently, there's been a change in vocals with different artists with the band. So we're going to move off first with the original lead singer, and then we're going to move into Shelley a little later on. But this is what we did a couple of days ago, and believe me, everybody loves it. They keep requesting it. Here's TSL and Resurrect Me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Galaxy FM. Please welcome.
Hi, this is Jeff Core from TSL. Thank you for listening to us on Galaxy 107fm.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jeff.
Of course, thank you.
And believe me, there's a huge amount of people that request that.
That's all. That is great. It's amazing to hear. You know, it's when you create a piece of music, you don't know I just try to write songs that I think are cool. That things that I want to, and the part where, and I'm creating them, not it's for the band, but I've got like an idea in my head, and it's when someone else likes it. To me, it's like they're like little children, right? It's you create this thing, and it becomes a living thing in front of you.
Absolutely, and I think the entity of 3-shot limit is gaining momentum here at Galaxy. They really are. I'm finding it hard getting through a breakfast show without actually playing one of your tracks these days.
Well, that's awesome. That is so amazing and flattering to hear.
It's the absolute truth. Tina is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Tina Lee Sporton, and welcome back. It's been a while. It really has. Dave Carley is joining us as well. Also, Anthony T. Schmidt. Nice to have you on board, Anthony. Tina is saying hello, Grant and Barbara. Nice to see you again. Magello is joining us.
Hi, Lee.
Lee. I heard you had a successful Lee, I heard you had a successful fishing venture over the weekend. Congratulations. I'm very jealous, but I love the smoked fish. Thank you very much. And Donnie Coulter is joining us as well. Cheryl Schofield is hello, Cheryl. Nice to have you back. It's been a dog's age. It really has. Pamela from Pamela Tozer Harbottle from Rise Up TV Big Records is joining us as well.
And Richie Rich.
And Richie Rich.
Cross.
Love you. We really do. Thank you for joining us again. And today we're joined by Jeffrey from the band TSL, coming out of Florida, in fact, Tampa Bay. Shelley, is it Shelley Bonet? Is that her last name?
Yes. Shelley became one of us about a year ago, actually. And the band had gone through, bands kind of evolved and how do I say this? Musicians are weird sorts. And the person we had as our singer, we had put out really our first real EP. We had something that was out there that we pulled down, so we re-released the songs with Shelley. And we had just released Irreverent on Curtain Call Records, and our singer just,
Jeff,
so now what do we do?
I've got to cut in there, Jeff. Unfortunately, we've got about 20 seconds before we go live. So.
Okay. I thought we were live. Sorry.
No, only on Facebook. We're going to go live to the rest of the world as well now. I love my job. I really, really do, because I get to meet so many very, very talented people. And today, Jeff Korb from the band TSL is joining us. Welcome to Galaxy, Jeff.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is an absolute honour, and believe me, I'm very humbled to meet you. I really, really am, because I became a very big fan of TSL almost instantly. As soon as I heard your music, Barbara passed it to me. And there is a process that we go through, Jeff. To be very honest with you, Barbara takes it to a board, presents it to a board after she's worked with production, because we get so many artists that want interviews, want to be promoted by us, and the board is really primarily interested in our image. It's got to be good. You know what I mean?
Of course. Thank you.
Then Barbara takes it back to production. They sort of wangle out something, because we only have so many days in the week and so many times in the week to be able to do these interviews. Otherwise, we'd be doing them 24 hours a day. I've got to be honest. It's that busy. In fact, we're taking interview bookings for, I think, next year, I think it is so far. Maybe February next year we're starting to book up for that. So it is very popular, these interviews. Having said that, then Barbara gives it to me on a USB device that I get no information, just the music, and I play you in my car. Now, two reasons for this, Jeff, to be honest. First reason is when I go playing in my car, and I'm going to kick out a stereo in my car, that nobody else can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. It's based on the music, and I say no information. I don't know who the band is, and I don't know what the title is. You know what I mean? It's just the music alone. Second reason too, by the way, Jeff, is that, nobody else wants to drive with me. It's true. It really is quite true. But I heard your tracks for the very, very first time in my car, and I wanted to know more. In fact, I pulled over, turned it back to the start, and I've got to be honest, I cracked a cold one and took in the scenery, turned up the music and went, I want to know more about this band. So, Jeff, tell me about TSL. Now, I know that you were formed in 2018. Tell me all about it.
Well, TSL kind of evolved. There was a core group of us and that formed, I would say in the late teens. And we went into the studio in, I would say 2019, and recorded a rough EP with Peter Klett from Candlebox, who's our producer. And we put out a few songs, and those songs actually aren't on the platforms right now. We're going to re-release them soon with Shelley's voice. And we got some really good feedback. There was a couple stations that really played them a lot, and we made the top 10 lists of a couple stations. And at the same time, we were working on a new EP. We were like, all right, we're good at this. Let's write some more songs. This kind of bled into 2020, and COVID hit, and that was really just an awesome thing for us. Actually, believe it or not, the guy who's our drummer now, Luis Alicea, who is really one of the best musicians on the planet, plays with Al Di Meola. He has played with Julio Iglesias. He does a lot of different projects, and so he became part of the band. And we put out Irreverent, which got a really good response. As we were releasing Irreverent, the gentleman who was our singer, how do I say it politely, went sideways. And it's sometimes in bands you're 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it was the best thing that ever happened to us because we met Shelley Bonet, and she is one of the most amazing voices I've ever heard. The minute she sang our songs, we knew that she's our singer. We were in the process of working on the EP we just released. So we finished that with her. We're now working on a full record with her, which will be out next year. Songs are almost all written. I'll go into the studio right after the holidays, and I'll track the guitars, and we'll put that as a full-length record on Curtain Call. And so that's, I guess, the timeline of where we are. There are 2 EPs that are out on the platforms, Irreverent and a different kind of Pain. Obviously, Irreverent is in our prior singer's voice, and different kind of Pain. And it's almost kind of the 2 EP titles are almost they're almost fitting for the singers we had at the time. It was a different kind of Pain to get from here to there. To get that album out, and what we had to go through to find Shelley. And the lineup we have now with Jeremiah Bennett on bass guitar, myself, I play guitar, and then Shelley singing and Luis on drum. We really have some incredible musicians. I don't know how they actually tolerate me in the band, because the 3 of them are so talented.
Now, Shelley, she comes from a pedigree in her own right, though, doesn't she? She's toured in the past with some very big names.
Yes, she has toured with Michael Bolton extensively in Europe. If you look her up, Shelley Bonet, B-O-N-E-T, on Spotify, she's got a number of really incredible works out there. And then she has been and still is working with the Mitch Perry group. So she's a name. She people know who she is. She's got a following, and we're really lucky that she's our singer. What's great for me as a songwriter is being able to give her a piece of music, and say, all right, here's the idea that I have, and I'll send her a guitar track with lyrics and an idea of and I'll never send these tracks out, me singing it like how it goes, and then she'll send it back to me, and I'm like, okay, that's what I had in mind. This is great.
Jeff, believe me, I understand about singing because I don't do it either. Well, actually,
there's not. Some bands live, there's like a mic in front of everybody, so it looks like they're going to sing. There's not even a fake one in front of me because there's not a chance I'm going to sing a word.
Well, I sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that could possibly hear me. To be honest. Now, having said that, we opened up the show with Resurrect Me. Tell me a little bit about this, because believe me, right now 3,371 people have been requesting this.
Wow.
This is playing in my breakfast show, and I can't get away from it. That's why I think the production have put it in first, literally. So we all want to know the history of Resurrect Me.
Well, a lot of the songs that I write, they'll come from different places. Sometimes it's I've got a piece of music. Sometimes I've got a lyrical idea. That one really just came together. The first time we ever played that live, we were in a rehearsal studio, and the band was very new, and we're kind of fumbling through some things, and someone just walks into the studio and was like, "What was that song? I love it." And it was the first time we had ever played. I'm like teaching the other band the parts. Here's how this goes. Here's how that goes. In terms of the lyrical content, when I'm writing the actual lyrics of the song, a lot of times it's like a little vignette of feelings or stories that I have. So the story might be here, and then I'll interrupt the story and then come back to it. At the end of the day, it's about wanting to say I'm sorry and maybe not knowing how to do it. And then there's some other pieces in there, where the story drifts off and comes back. But, and everything in there, that I write as something personal to me, well, I try to also leave, there's a couple different interpretations you could take to the things I write lyrically. And I like for the listener to be able to insert themselves into the things that I'm writing. And because I feel like they'll connect more with what I'm trying to say. And I love that you listen to our music in your car, because really, that's where we all listen to music. And I'm just trying to write stuff that people, when they get in their car, most people listen to music on their phone, or they'll listen to someone like you, globally, or they'll just plug their phone and play their favorite song. I want to write songs that people connect to. And the first thing they do when they get in their car is say, I want to listen to this song. I want to listen to this song by TSL. I love that's the reaction we're getting.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Jeff, and yes, I do listen to you in my car, and I kind of describe it as music to drive fast to be honest, because I get inspirational with good music. And where we are, we're in between three major cities in a little sawmilling town. And I know where they keep the keys to the fire breaks, you know what I mean? So I go and take my car for a bit of a drive.
Well, I'm not sure if it still does. It used to stay in our website, actually. Windows down, 90 miles an hour, rock and roll.
There you go.
And that's what we're trying to write.
Well, I'm a Kiwi. I've adapted right away. I love it. I really do. Having said that, and believe me, I've got a voice in my head that gives me little bits of information, stuff like that. Questions from fans that are hooked in as well. And I have a young lady coming out of North Carolina, Kakalaki. Her name is Tina, and she's asking, how do we get hold of you, Jeff, as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, Jeff, do you respond?
Oh, absolutely. So we have a website, tsl-band.com. But we're on Facebook, 3 Shot Limit. You can look us up. You can message me, and we will absolutely write you back.
Now, Gina coming out of Pittsburgh is asking, do you have a website? Can we buy product from your website? Not only your music and stuff like that, which we presume would be on all platforms, but moreover, koozies, T-shirts, caps, stuff like that.
Yes, actually, I tell you, if anybody's out there messages me on Facebook, I have some decals I'll send you. But we'll have actually real swag out pretty soon. If you go to our Facebook site, actually, our label, the head of our label is actually wearing one of our T-shirts. We'll have more of those out very soon. We're a very young band, so we're just now kind of getting our act together.
Well,
but yes.
I tell you what, Jeff, when you do get it all together, how would you like to send me some swag? I'd be honoured to be able to wear your brand literally when I do this, because subliminally people actually go and have a look at who I'm wearing while I'm doing the interviews. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You'll have it very soon.
Nice. Nice. Believe me, I'd be very honoured to wear your brand. I really, really would.
Thank you, sir.
And at the same time, Marion Peterson is watching. Nice to have you back, Marion. It really is. Joe Weston is joining us. Well, nice to have you, Joe. It really, really is. Now, having said that, my friend, my wife, who is literally the voice in my head that gives me bits of information and everything, from time to time accuses me of having Alzheimer's. Or, dementia or something like that. I forget, you know what I mean? Sometimes on purpose too, I've got to be honest with you, Jeff. But she does say to me sometimes, Grant, da-da-da-da-da, and I'll say, I remember. So, what makes you remember, and why did you make a song called I Remember?
Well, that one actually, of all the songs I've written, that one probably is the most personal. My dad passed tragically in 2007, and a lot of that, there's actually literal meaning in some of that. the part where "been there Saturday" refers to a football game we're supposed to have gone to, and a lot of the songs that I've written, I write sometimes in metaphor, or I don't actually say what I'm actually meaning to say. There's actually a literal meaning in that song.
I get it, I really do, and I got to be honest with you. Condolences for the passing of your father too, by the way.
Thank you.
So very sorry about that, but right here at Galaxy is 3-shot limit TSL, and I remember. How you feeling, Jeff? You don't need a stiff drink or maybe a psychiatrist yet?
No, I'm good.
Okay, very cool, very cool. How many countries are tuned in?
179.
179 countries are tuned in right now.
Oh, wow.
Shoot.
And how many?
So Shelley's got, hold on, let me see if she can hear. She's having major technical difficulties. What we're thinking, maybe we put the new album out, or we'll send you a track first. You can have her on then. It'll make it easier.
Great.
But I think she's listening now.
Okay, well, tell Shelley she's coming up next with Shelter.
Awesome.
Okay, and then we're going to end it up with Tears or Champagne, her version.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you for getting that to us. So very slick, it really was. And I want to thank Curtain Call Records as well. You guys do such a great job. Love yous, really do. How many cities?
Yes, Gigi and John are awesome.
Yeah.
They're incredible. They're so good to us.
Absolutely. When you see Gigi, poke in the eye for me, won't you?
Okay.
give them the Christmas poke in the eye as well.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they're actually not far from me. They're actually over in. I'm on the west coast of Florida. They're on the east coast.
Yeah. 2,361 cities around the world are tuned in right now.
That's amazing.
It's an average day.
That's amazing.
It's an average day, honestly. We're in every English-speaking country of the world, literally.
That's so cool.
People like you did it, not me or any of our staff. We're just here as a conveyance of excellent music and great entertainers, But people like you go and tell your bloody friends, and before you know it, they're wanting interviews as well and tuning in. And well, on average, we have between 4 and 6 million people per hour listening.
That is fantastic. That is amazing. I mean, that's like some of the largest numbers I've heard for a radio station.
Believe me, we have servers all around the world that all work together and compress it so that we can get it not only here, but get it out to you as well. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh gosh, we needed them. We started off with servers in England and here in our offices and stuff, and it grew to places like Germany, France, even Australia's got servers working for us right now. So we've got a damn good coverage of the circumference of the world.
It's just amazing how small. And what's great is about, so the music industry is weird, right? But what's cool about it now is bands like us have a chance because we can put we've got the same distribution channel that Metallica has.
Mm-hmm.
We can record something, but promoting it's a completely different animal. But we're slowly but surely we're kind of a grassroots band. It's there's been a couple record reviews written about us, in the UK and in parts of Europe. And we keep getting good feedback, and slowly but surely, our plan is just keep putting good music out. We've got a lot more material. We haven't written our best stuff.
We couldn't do this if Festival Records or CBS, EMI or Virgin or even His Master's Voice was still going because they had control of everything. You know what I mean? It was just it was crazy. But today with the technology, it is such. You're in your truck. You know what I mean?
I'm in my truck at my kid's baseball practice talking to you in New Zealand. It's amazing, right?
It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, let's go back to the desk, my friend.
Sure.
By the way, I see on the news this morning that chickens are no longer crossing the road. No, true. The chicken union has come out and said that they're no longer crossing the road. Now they're going to take Uber.
Very good.
You can tell that to your son.
No.
right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. So very happy to have you joining us. I really, really am. Today we're joined by Jeff Korb, coming from the band TSL 3-Shot Limit out of St. Petersburg in Florida. I got to ask you, Jeff, who stole the name first? Was it St. Petersburg in Russia, or was it St. Petersburg in Florida?
Yeah, there's like so many political jabs I could make at,
Go on. Does it include Donald Trump, for instance?
I think I will have to make one at Putin. I think they're all fair game. I mean, can't we just talk about religion instead of politics and make it easier?
Oh, no, we'll get into wars if we go with the religion, believe me, bro. But I'm absolutely stumped with your president right now. I can't make fun of him like I used to be able to make fun of Trumpy. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're also easy to make fun of. I mean, that's what they exist for, right?
Yeah, but is Biden awake long enough to be able to make a joke about him?
No, he's not.
See what I mean?
I'll the only Biden joke I'll make is that he confided in Barack Obama a few weeks ago that every day at 8 o'clock in the morning he has a large bowel movement, and he said, "Well, what's the problem?" He said, "Well, I don't wake up till 9 o'clock."
That could be a problem. That could be a problem. I like it. I'm going to use that. I really am. Now, at the same time, since we very first met TSL and started playing their music here at Galaxy, we found out that the lead singer has changed. Not only is it now a female, but an absolute gem by the name of Shelley Benet. Now, Jeff, I'm absolutely loving Shelter, the new version of Shelter. Of course, we've got the original version as well. But it would be remiss of us if we didn't have a little chat about Shelter, because believe me, this is an absolute work of art. I only heard it, overnight, to be very honest with you, when I came into work, and believe me, I get into work maybe about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm lucky some nights if I leave here between 9 and 10 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It can be very involved here at Galaxy sometimes. So I heard Shelley literally for the first time about half past midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. In fact, I listened to both Shelter and also Tears or Champagne a couple of times, weighed it up, and thought, this is an absolute talent. So we know that she comes from pedigree. We know that she's worked with Michael Bolton and is an A-lister in her own right, quite frankly. Tell me how you met.
Literally it was, Heather Ballone, of course, JD Thunder. They're very well-known people in the music scene here, and she's a very good friend of Shelley's, and knew that we were looking for a singer, and just said, "Oh, by the way, would you guys consider having a female singer? I know somebody." And I saw a YouTube clip of her singing, and I could immediately see her singing our songs. Now, Shelter we've only released with Shelley singing. It's Tears or Champagne that we had released, and then we pulled that down because we knew we wanted to re-release it with Shelley's voice. The minute we had our first rehearsal, the bells were going off in my brain as, wow, this is really going to be good. She really just makes the band. I felt like we were a pretty good band before Shelley. With Shelley, I think the sky's the limit. We could really do some incredible things. Her talent and her voice is, and really, she makes me better as a songwriter, because I find myself saying, all right, this song could do this, and wow, I find myself, she's got so many things she's so good at, and I find myself trying to write things to accentuate what she's good at, and it's almost like being a kid that can't, we could do this here, or we could do this, with this part of the song. She's got incredible range, incredibly creative. an incredible performer, a great friend, and I'm so glad she's part of our group.
Well, let me tell you, Jeff, and I really want to fill you in here. Uh, I've been a front of house engineer and a studio engineer for almost 40 years, and I've worked with some of the biggest bands, not only here in New Zealand, but around the world, and some of the most prestigious recording studios around the world as well. So believe me, absolutely loving the sound that is coming out of TSL right now. Having said that, I initially was introduced to you with a male lead singer. It takes something to encapsulate my imagination right from the start. I hear bands every day, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I work with bands so very much around the world. It is absolutely phenomenal, the career that I have and have had. But when I first heard, and as I say to you, I heard Shelley for the first time about midnight this morning. And I also confess that I went back and heard it a couple more times, same with the forthcoming song that we're going to release as well. This really did take my imagination, and it made it literally, it's one of those moments where the hairs on your arm just stand up, your nose flares, and you go, holy hell, this is great. I love this. So let me, and it would be remiss of me if I didn't play this. Sorry. Something fell over right now, and I got to get this back up. Here we go. Sorry about that. I actually got hit by a phone falling off a shelf. So it would be remiss of me if I didn't play this version of it, and I'm absolutely loving this. Here is TSL featuring Shelley, yeah, Shelley Benet, and Shelter. Gosh, sorry about that. The phone fell off a shelf on my hand and knocked the mouse while I was trying to get that up. We have Tears of or Champagne up next, and then we'll wrap it up from here. But we'll give you a copy of everything we've done today, okay? And I've got to ask you...
please, thank you.
Barbara's going to make it into a movie as well that'll go onto YouTube. So, and as you know, YouTube, it'll be around when the dinosaurs come back. So, believe me, it'll be on there forever. But we're also, have you ever been a cartoon before?
No. Actually, we have a video that we're going to release for Shelter that's animated. And try to get some more light in here. It's getting dark out around here.
Yeah, I see that.
So you can actually see me.
Well,
but are you gonna make me a cartoon?
Yeah, believe me, bro, you're going to be one now. To be honest with you. But having said that, Jeff, I got to be honest. It's one of the few things that makes me look good.
Well, it'll probably make me look good then too.
Yeah, believe me. I've been ducking cameras all my life until Barbara came along and did this. And now she's got about 9,000 people that follow her on these Facebook things. It's fantastic. Wayne Spring is joining us. Hello, Wayne. Nice to have you. Do you remember William Shatner?
Yes, I do.
Captain Kirk? I see in the news this morning that his lingerie has to be recalled.
Why is that?
Shatner panties isn't a good name.
That one I'm going to repeat.
Good.
That's a good one.
Good. Keep that one. Good. I like it too. Oh dear. 3 minutes after 12 o'clock.
It's all good.
Was that my fault?
Lunchtime.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Wow. I'll give you the stats on how many people were logged in after this, because it just keeps growing until we finish the show, you know what I mean?
That's great.
And believe me, I think you'll be surprised. I really do.
It's amazing.
Anyway, we have Tears or Champagne up next. right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm joined, of course, by TSL. Absolutely love this band coming out of St. Petersburg in Tampa, Florida. And tell me, Jeff, do you get crocodiles in Tampa?
Well, there's a lot of alligators.
Okay.
There is a Florida crocodile that is in the Everglades.
Right, you see, the thing is, I went playing golf in Jacksonville, Florida with a couple of artists when we were over there, and, well, I sort of miscued my ball at one stage, and I went to go and retrieve it and got grabbed back and says, that's not a log it's leaning against.
Well, yeah, I would say on every golf course, there's probably at least one alligator.
Okay, and how many casualties? You got to feed them somehow, right?
Well, I guess it depends on the IQ of the golfers.
Well, this is true, absolutely. Having said that, and I do ask everybody this question every time, literally, Jeff, are you by chance a vegetarian? Well, in fact, are you a vegan? No,
I eat a lot of meat too. I'm not a vegan.
Brilliant, you're a meatologist like me. The reason why I ask this, literally, is have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
Not that I know of.
Okay, yeah, it's just that I'm trying to figure out if they're made of real vegans or not. Believe me, I was upset when I found out Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of Girl Guides. And Johnson & Johnson are no longer returning my emails. I keep asking them how many babies goes in a bottle, but they won't let me know at all. Trade secret. They keep saying...
I'm trying to pull this closer because I'm not where I am.
Very cool. Now, as the light is depleting, and of course you're at your son's baseball match, which I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us here in New Zealand. I want to talk to you about Tears or Champagne. Again, I know the original. I've been playing that quite a bit. But scrub that. Now we're doing it with Shelley Benet as the lead singer. So tell me about this track. Where did... Oh, there we go. Where did the lyrics come from?
You know, they came from you know, there's a lot of different stories for me in that song, but you know, it's cliched to say, but it's you know, sometimes just you know making the most out of a bad situation, and sometimes you know something that you think is bad, you know, or a bad time. You know, the adage of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You know, a lot of that is in that song, and then there's you know little pieces of different stories of you know parts of my life in that song. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, as people, you know, we learn and grow from everything. And, you know, it's, you know, just because something is bad one day doesn't mean it has to be, you know, bad the next. And, you know, there's a lot of different kind of messages and pieces of me in that song. But that's kind of the gist of where that one went.
Is it kind of a reflection on the pandemic era, literally? I mean, for us, that was a silver lining, I got to be honest with you, in a lot of ways.
You know, you know, that part can be different things to different people. Mm-hmm. You know, the genesis, I mean, you know, it's for a lot of people, parts of the pandemic. I mean, for TSL, the band TSL, the pandemic was one of the best things that ever happened to us. Mm-hmm. Because I wouldn't have met Luis, the band wouldn't have moved forward. You know, we wouldn't have met Jeremiah, and then we definitely wouldn't have met Shelley, and we wouldn't have all this great material we're about to put out on our next record with Shelley. I mean, who knows what? I mean, it might have just been the first 3 songs we put out, and that might have been it. You know, it was. But yeah, in terms of, I mean, everybody has something in their life that you say, all right, this affected me in this way, and it made me this. And that's kind of where that song is.
You know, I get the feeling that TSL has gone through a genesis of some sorts, to be very honest with you. Rodney Rudd is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Rodney. And I'm absolutely loving not only the fat sound and the quality of everything that you're producing right now, and give me a shout out, not only for Curtain Call Records, we love him. Who's your producer? Who's your studio?
I'm sorry, yeah, we mentioned him at the onset. So everything we've done has been produced by Peter Klett, founding guitarist from Candlebox. An incredible talent, as producer and an engineer, an incredible musician and an incredible friend. I've learned so much from him as a guitar player, as a songwriter. His mind is, he's so creative, and, the process, part of the process is I bring him the songs, when we're ready to record. Try to sit here to get a little bit better light. There's a little bit of arrangement production that goes on in the studio, and I'm a better person and a better musician for knowing Peter.
We love Candlebox. I think we've done an interview with Candlebox a number of years ago, I've got to be honest. Chrissy Fennick is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Chrissy. It really, really is.
And I do need to mention the bass guitars on Irreverent were actually recorded by Adam Curry from Candlebox. And Peter made that happen.
We love Adam. We really, really love Adam. We really do.
Oh, he's a great guy. Great guy.
Well, next time you see him, tell him, from Galaxy here in New Zealand, a poke in the eye for him as well, right?
Absolutely.
They're only just with love, of course, but you got to get the good squishy bit as well. Otherwise, it's not worth
doing.
Yes. Anyway, Sean Adams is joining us. Nice to have you back as well, Sean. Today, I think this is literally the pinnacle of today's interview because, believe me, we're loving Tears or Champagne, the original. Now we super love this version of it, of course, starring Shelley Bonet as lead singer. Now, this is a fantastic track. It really, really is, and I can see it taking momentum as much as the one we were playing up until yesterday. So check this out here. Coming out of Florida, yes, is TSL, Tears or Champagne. Believe me, bro, I am so going to enjoy going home tonight listening to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really am. We'll wind it up very, very shortly after this, but please don't go anywhere because we do take a couple of photos afterwards that goes into the movie as well, okay?
Sure, absolutely.
But I've got to thank you, Jeff. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you, sir.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
I will ask you, though, as we wind this up, if there's anything new coming out. Are you looking at coming...
Can you see me okay?
Yeah, we can see you fine. We can.
Good.
But I will ask you if you will come back again.
Oh, please, thank you. And I'll be back with Shelley and hopefully Luis and Jeff. Hopefully we can get all four of us.
Nice.
Luis, he was doing. He's a true professional drummer, and was engaged tonight. And Jeremiah, I hope you're listening. He's actually happy birthday, buddy. He's celebrating his 40th birthday. He's on a cruise.
Oh, nice.
And so hopefully we'll get all of us together.
Absolutely brilliant. The last time I went on a cruise, well, I'm not going to discuss it. Yes, police officers were involved. I am going to ask you if you would consider maybe coming to New Zealand and performing in front of New Zealand audience as well. Just while we bring that up, I'll let you permeate that one for a minute, okay?
Sure. Absolutely.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm joined by Jeffrey Korb from the band TSL 3-Shot Limit, that I'm becoming a very fast fan of. I've got to be honest with you. Now, Jeffrey, Conrad, coming out of Alberta, Canada, is asking, are you now getting back into doing touring? More importantly, would you consider going to Canada? Having said that, I'm going to jump in there as well and say, would you consider coming to New Zealand, down here to the Antipodes and touring here?
If it could be made to happen, then absolutely. I mean, it's we might have to get a GoFundMe going to cover the cost of us getting there. But hey, if it can be made to happen, we're coming to play.
Okay, well, let me give you a heads up. We work with a TV company coming out of Canada right now by the name of Rise Up TV. And they're coming to New Zealand, bringing artists that are Galaxy artists to New Zealand to do a documentary. Maybe, just maybe, and believe me, they tour America all the time. They've just come back from Norway. They've been in the UK. Maybe, just maybe, we might be able to hook you up. What do you reckon?
That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. I've never been to New Zealand, and I'd love it for the first time to be there, playing our songs.
Well, we would love to have you literally playing on New Zealand, stages to New Zealand audiences. Absolutely love that. But I got to admit, Jeff, if you're going to hook up with me, bail money.
Okay.
Well, I'm the type of person who kind of believes if it doesn't make the heart pump, it ain't fun. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, buddy.
So you never know. We might get to push Shelley off a bridge or something like that.
She's pretty tough.
Nice. We have a thing here called bungee jumping.
She'd probably do it. I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah, well, that's why I said, Shelley, I kind of figured you might not want to do that.
Yeah, no.
Maybe we could do a wine tasting or something like that instead. You know what I mean?
I'm more of a my wife. And I have to say, give a shout to my beautiful wife Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine, love you. And my two kids, Trip and Gemma. So I had to do the family shout out. My wife's she's the wine connoisseur. I'm straight up vodka.
But I got a man for you, bro. I do. Literally, a friend of mine out of Norway who has a band by the name of Viking Queen. He's a manager of this. He has his own vodka label, and in fact, a friend of mine from Canada went and played with him just a couple of weekends ago. Apparently, the drummer came back looking green, to be honest with you. Yeah, so if you're into vodka, let me hook you up with a good friend of mine. His name's Gay Miranda.
They're friends already.
And you'll love him. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
I am, yes.
Okay, well, Gay Miranda wrote the score for that.
Excuse me?
Gay Miranda, the manager of Viking Queen.
That's fantastic. I did not know that.
Well, here's something else that may interest you. Peter Jackson, the producer of course, Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, I went to university with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. He's on the rich list here in New Zealand right now, and I know how he got there. When we went to university together, he was always around when the beer was free, but not around when he had to pay for it.
Yeah, when I was younger, I might have done that one.
Yeah, believe me, I was on the other end. I was the one with the wallet in my hand all the time. And that's why I work for a living today. Nick Plews is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Nick, coming out of the UK, and Leicester in the UK with the band, the Heartland Roots Band. Nice to have you on board, my friend. But we are going to wrap this up right now. Do have one more question for you, my friend. Would you come back again in the near future? Would you please release new stuff with us? And we've got to thank you for the voiceovers as well. If you feel like you want to do so, well, please pass them our way, would you?
Absolutely, yes. I'll get one done with Shelley and Jeremiah and Luis, and maybe the four of us will put one together for you. And yes, we've got new music coming out. We'll have, the full-length album coming out in 2023.
Would love to be able to meet up with you again, my friend. I really, really would.
Yes, maybe we can do sneak kind of peek broadcast, of some of the tracks as they're coming out.
Yeah, I love premieres, I really do. And just maybe, at the same time, you would be interested in doing a few things like advertise. Are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist page on Facebook?
I just now am, yes.
Okay, well, go and have a look in there. Please, please, please use it. It's free for artists to go and have a look. People just, all walks of life, go and have a look in there. It could be a promoter, could be a record label, it could be just a normal person like myself with, 10 fingers, or maybe 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. But, opposing too, by the way. But please, it's all about promoting TSL, and we would love to be able to take you that much further. Having said that, can we put them in the magazine? Yep, we can. We can talk about that. Have you heard about Lazy Indie Magazine?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, well, let me fill you in just very, very quickly. Jay, who is a very close friend of ours, has a magazine coming out of India, and believe me, in his region, about 8 million people. He's that popular, I think he knows everybody by first name too, by the way. But the magazine itself is humongous right now. We have critics from around the world saying this is touting to be the next Rolling Stone magazine. And we have...
Oh, that's great.
We literally have a column in there. I would love, Barbara, to be able to get you into that magazine. It's, again, about promoting TSL. Would you mind if we did that?
Oh, please. Thank you.
Brilliant. I'll get Barbara onto that, and she'll do a group thing. Jay will get in contact with you. He'll send you an email with questions, bits and pieces like that. He'll also ask you to make a very, very quick video that they can play on all the multimedias as well, and get your name out there on his side of things as well. And I really, really thank you for that as well.
Yes, thank you.
In the meantime, don't go anywhere just yet, Jeff. We will wind this up right now. But I do got to thank everybody that's joined us this morning here at Galaxy for both interviews. Of course, Viking Queen earlier on, and today we've been talking to our feature artist, yes, TSL. Jeff has joined us. Looking forward to meeting the rest of the band in the near future and following their career. But thank you for joining us. And let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, right here with Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.